Hey everybody, Nick the Record Lover here. It's Sunday night. How's everybody doing? I'm doing real good. I had a great time listening to some great music this weekend. I was able to catch up on listening to some music, just relaxing. And this is an album I picked up a couple of weeks ago down in Quakertown Farmers Market. This is Cat Stevens' first album, Matthew and Son, from 1967. This I also have in a double LP with the two LPs Cat Stevens did for Ram Records. It was this one, Matthew and Son, and New Masters was the other. And I was able to find this one separately in mono, the original 1967 copy, uh, in the original shrink wrap as well, and with also the London inner sleeve, as you can see. One side has all the classical um, releases that came out, and on the other side, of course, you have the Teen Beat, which has some records by the Stones, the Bachelors, the Zombies, Them Again. So London and Ram records were one of the same at the time, and this is a mono LP. And I really had a nice time listening to this record. Uh, Cat Stevens was a really good songwriter. I mean, in the early, everybody knows his Morning Has Broken. His version of Another Saturday Night, which is how I originally heard that song. Another Saturday Night was by Cat Stevens, and later on I heard it by Sam Cooke. Of course, like I said, Morning Has Broken, Moon Shadow, Peace Train, but this is Cat Stevens doing pop rock on his first album. The second album as well, New Masters, has some great cuts on it. Has some great cuts on it too. I don't think I've listened to that album in its entirety, but I did hear his version of the first cut is the deepest. He was the original of that song, which was amazing. I learned that from a friend of mine. That first it was him, then it was Rod Stewart, and then it was Sheryl Crow. But Cat Stevens was the original, and his version of the first cut is the deepest. Is just like a pop rock kind of tune. He does the when I first heard the double album, when I first heard the side one of Matthew and Son on the double reissue, which came out in 1971. I was walking around and I was hearing the album and I heard "Here Comes My Baby," and I was like, "Wait a minute, that song sounds familiar." And I'm like, "Here Comes My Baby." I said, "The Tremolos song?" And I looked on the album itself. I had to stop the record and look at it and saw that the credits were all Cat Stevens. So he wrote that song and sang it originally. Um, he actually recorded that months before. I think this album was released in 1967 because they wanted to use I Love My Dog" as the single. I mean, all the tracks in here are great, and it's great mono sound, great fidelity. But they wanted to use "I Love My Dog" as the single, and not "Here Comes My Baby," because being that they gave that to the Tremolos, they left it for the album instead, even though it was in the can for quite a long time. "Bring Another Bottle, Baby" is a great song about just getting together with your girl and getting a little three sheets to the wind. "I Found the Love," "I See a Road," "I'm Gonna Get a Gun," great tune, great tune. "Baby, Get Your Head Screwed On" is another great one. "Hummingbird" and "Lady," great songs, and great liner notes written by Mike Hurst, who made the arrangements along with Alan too on Matthew and Sons. This is just going to be a quick video about something that I found that I have never seen before. It's record one of those two LPs, even though this came out. This is the original first press in the original shrink wrap, and I paid like maybe $4 or $5 for this. And as soon as I saw it, I said I have to pick this up because it was on the original Duran London label, and kind of weird too that the original sticker price. This must have been, well, actually, it was. It was a cutout, as you can see the punch hole right there. That actually went in the cutout bin because so many, that was the case of so many were pressed and so many were sent to the store, but so few were sold. So that's why it has like that little punch hole in the lower right hand corner here. So the price on that for a cutout was 25 cents. But I don't think this album was 25 cents when it was released in 1967. I would say for a mono copy of this was probably maybe 3.99, maybe even 2.99. I would say 2.99, and for stereo 3.99. But this is the mono album, and I said I had to get this because I'm never probably going to see this for a long time. And I don't have the first pressing of the New Masters, early pressing of New Masters. I have that as part of a double album. Like I said, they put two albums in one. It was like a two. It was a two for one, and they're both in stereo. So this is the original mono album, and to have it in mono is pretty cool, I would say. So this is a short video. This is Nick the Record Lover, and if you like my page, Music a Friend for Life, please feel free to subscribe and like the page. But what I would really like is if you guys would comment if you have this album and what you think of Cat Stevens' early material. If you know about New Masters and Matthew and Son, I'm sure all you Cat Stevens fans know. Before he went to A&M, with Buddha and the Chocolate Box and Teaser and the Fire Cat, Catch Bullet 4, all of that before the A&M releases came out. This is what Cat Stevens was in 1967. 68 was New Masters, and both of those albums, like I said, are in stereo. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe if you want, but comment on the page if you get a chance. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to correspond with you. So, Nick the Record Lover signing off here. And if music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it. Good night.